Hi, how long did it take God to create the world and everything that's in there? Believe it or not, but there are 4 theories. I'll explain each one of them, and at the end I'll share which one I believe. As I normally say, it's actually pretty straightforward. Without going into the evolution theory, because this is not an apologetics video, I'm going to share the 4 theories that Christians hold on to. The first one is actually pretty close to evolution theory, but there are Christians that believe theistic evolution. What this means is that they actually believe in the evolution theory, but they just claim it was done by God that way. From a biblical perspective, it doesn't make any sense. The Bible clearly speaks about God speaking, and it was there. And Genesis 1 verse 24 teaches us that every creature will bear offspring after their own kinds. So your cat is not going to give birth to a frog. Of course, evolution, or as a friend of mine calls it, evolution, tells us that this process would take millions of years. And since no one is there that lives that long, how can you refute it? Well, there is a simple scientific way to disprove this. All species have chromosomes. Humans have 46. Monkeys have 52. Now, if humans have 46 chromosomes, they can only reproduce themselves and have babies who have 46 chromosomes. The baby will have 23 chromosomes from the father and 23 from the mother. So the number of chromosomes always is an equal pair. There's no way to go from one pair to another. In other words, you cannot have a child with 44 or 48 chromosomes all of a sudden. Now, I had a good friend of mine who was a microbiologist. That was her field of study. She was 1 year away from having a doctor's degree in that from the University of Florida. Go Gators! I ran it by her and she totally agreed with this. So if you disagree with this, feel free to express that in the comments, but I might not be able to defend that totally because that's actually not my expertise. But I did verify it with someone who was very knowledgeable in this. The next theory is a theory that I grew up with. I grew up believing this theory. It's called the gap theory. Nothing to do with a clothing store in the mall, but this theory says that there was a huge gap between Genesis 1 verse 1, where God created the heavens and the earth, and Genesis 1 verse 2, where the Spirit is over the waters. Proponents of this belief say that the earth was created perfect, because God always creates something perfect. And that Satan fell to the earth and destroyed it. And then who knows how much longer after that, God recreated the earth again in 6 days. It would explain evolution's theory assertion of the millions of years. But I don't believe that it holds a lot of water, no pun intended, with Genesis 1 verse 2. The next theory is the day-age theory. 2 Peter 3:8 tells us that one day with God is like 1,000 years. Now, like with everything in the Bible, the context shows what it's talking about. The book is written to people in heavy persecution. It can be easy to wonder why Jesus didn't come back yet. And then Peter tells them that the Lord is not slow about the promise of coming back, but wants all to be saved. There are lots of videos on this channel about this very topic. As a matter of fact, if you're not sure if you're going to heaven, watch this short video. It's very, very important for you to watch it. More important than this video you're watching right now. But the passage doesn't tell us to interpret every time the Bible uses the word day as 1,000 years. Jesus wasn't in the tomb for 3,000 years. It just tells us to be patient with the Lord's coming. So it would be quite a stretch to use that passage to show that it took the Lord 6,000 years to do the creation. Then the last theory, we'll call it the young earth theory. To me, Exodus 20 verse 11 sums it up very clearly. It says, "For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea and all that's in them, and rested the 7th day." The context is the 10 Commandments, and this is particularly talking about the Sabbath day. For more information about the Sabbath day, watch this video. It's pretty straightforward, isn't it? God created everything in 6 days, and then he rested a day. So like the old song says, God said it, I believe it, and that settles it for me. Actually, I would like to restate it like this. God said it, and that settles it for me. So now all you need to do is STLB or smash the like button and share this video with others. And subscribe if you haven't done so already. God bless you. Bye-bye.